So, are you tired of the ridiculously high ad costs of Facebook ads and Instagram influencers? Yeah, me too. In fact, they've gotten so high, I was sort of down on the prospect of dropshipping as a means of starting new brands profitably. That is to say, starting brands without going into debt to build a customer relationship. Well, that's until now. In this video, I'm going to tell you how and why you should be launching your products via TikTok influencers first. Not Facebook, not Instagram influencers, and even not Snapchat. Although Snapchat might be a good second option. And how to scale up the options after you get customers and good feedback from TikTok influencers. I'll even talk about an example product that you can use to test this out. So gear up and get ready for profits, folks. It's gonna be wild. What's up, you guys? You're watching B2B Fusion, where it's our mission to inspire you to take action on your business and personal finances using the power of technology. I'm your host, Eric West, lead software engineer, online business enthusiast, former TikTok critic, and current TikTok critic. Say that 5 times fast. All around good guy. But enough about me and the channel, am I right? What you want and need is to find a way to get cheap advertising for your products to launch them off the ground without going into debt using Facebook ads, or even spending months and months testing one ad type or the other, looking for a profitable one that you can then scale. Going into massive debt to do so, by the way, or at least not breaking even on your campaign, until you can resell your customers later. That is unfortunately one of the more common cycles currently for creating new products or dropshipping products and getting them into the hands of customers. The unfortunate reality is when you see a lot of online business guru videos that show you the revenue numbers for their products, they might give you a rough estimate of their profitability, but that is typically the profitability of the products versus the cost of acquiring the product from their supplier, typically via dropshipping. Oftentimes, what they don't go into is the advertising costs, which can be immense and enormous, sort of the same word. You probably already know that if you have tried to set up a dropshipping business or something similar via Shopify. So what is the solution that I'm proposing here? TikTok. I'm sure everybody by now has heard of TikTok or has TikTok on their phone and they're pulling up videos, scrolling through, watching bad lip sync and dance routines. But the truth is, going viral on TikTok is pretty easily done, and TikTok influencers can reach millions of people with their videos. And the best thing is, since TikTok is so new, content creators are typically teenagers with almost no idea what their true value is to push products. This is in stark contrast to Instagram influencers, for instance. This is where you can come in with some of your product ideas to give to these influencers to then have them influence how to get started. So if you're like me, I'd say you're pretty excited by an opportunity like this to get your products in front of mostly unsaturated eyes and be the first to spoil this unadulterated environment with influencer ads that take your products to new heights. Even some old products that you can rebrand. We'll get to that in a moment. But first things first, I'm not gonna claim that this is a 100% original idea of mine. I saw a YouTube video from this guy, check the link in the description, and he in turn got this idea from a blog post, also linked in the description. But why should you go over to TikTok, you may ask? Well, if you've been living under a large heavy stone. See, I didn't say Iraq. No, not Iraq, Iraq, dagnabbit. But TikTok has over 1 billion users on its platform, with 800 million monthly active users. TikTok users spend 52 minutes in the app on average a day. A user opens TikTok 8 times per day on average. 60% of their users are between the ages of 16 to 24, and 26 are between the ages of 25 and 44. Meaning 60% of TikTok users are Gen Zers, and the next 70 million people in the US will be a part of Gen Z. This means that if you have a brand that is focused on young people, then you're missing out if you're not on TikTok engaging with their influencers. And in fact, this might be the start of a TikTok gold rush. Now, as you know, in gold rushes, the people that get there first are gonna be the ones that strike all the gold, while everyone else is just gonna be panning for dust or selling Levi Strauss jeans. But yeah, this is one of those opportunities where you can get in on the ground floor of a trend and make a killing for your business and your brand. So take action now. I know I am, and thousands of other online business and brand enthusiasts are doing it as well. Don't be left behind. So I'm sort of rambling on here. Can you tell that I'm excited about this opportunity? Probably not. I need to be more engaging on camera. Engagement, it's not an easy thing, particularly if you're new to the camera. Anyway, working with TikTok creators has its similarities to working with influencers on Instagram. But as with a lot of things, the details count. Particularly since there are some key differences between the apps and how content goes viral. So it pays to follow a step-by-step process. Ariana Savici, hoping I'm pronouncing that name correctly, describes them in her blog post that I talked about earlier and is also linked in the description And I'm going to go into those steps that she described next. So first things first is you want to identify the audience. So that's sort of exactly the same thing as you would do with Facebook and Instagram. So the tactic of just picking one influencer and giving them your product and hoping for the best is probably going to end up badly for you. You need to do the research to pick a TikTok content creator who is known for creating content in a niche you're interested in. So quick fact, 60% of TikTok users are female. So that's perfect for fashion trends, makeup and accessory brands, health and wellness brands, etc. So if you have a brand that caters to the female demographic or are not averse to getting into a brand like that, then this is going to be perfect for you. Also keep in mind that TikTok is really youth oriented right now. So 50% of the global audience on TikTok is under the age of 34, with just over a quarter or 26% being 18 to 24. So brands that are geared toward young people will do relatively well. Now, as it stands right now, brands geared toward an older demographic may not do terribly. But if you want your product to really get into the stratosphere, it should be youth oriented. Next up, you need to pick how your product will be displayed. So on Instagram influencer posts, the posts are typically about someone talking about the product and doing a short review or something like that. That's just not gonna fly on TikTok. The users of TikTok will get bored of that very quickly and move on to another post. If I'm being unclear here, having someone just talk about your product probably is not gonna work. And that means if your product can't be shown in action, then it likely won't be a great use case for TikTok influencers. Remember, TikTok videos are short, creative. They either have music in the background or some other entertaining quality. Slowing that down for a talking video is likely not going to work for generating interest in your product yet. To get an idea of how to present your product or to come up with a product to use with TikTok influencers, you're going to have to use the app a couple of times, probably more. Browse the For You page for about 20 to 30 minutes. Time well spent to get an idea of the trends, and voila. You should at least have an idea now of how you can position your product or create a new product to take advantage of these trends. Next up, you're gonna wanna choose the creator. Not the creator, the TikTok creator. This is not a religious channel, folks. I'm just talking about TikTok creators. But once you've done all of that, then select the right TikTok creator, just like with Instagram. And just like with Instagram, don't be fooled by subscriber count necessarily. Those sorts of things can be paid for. You're gonna wanna look for TikTok creators that have real engagement for their content that they're creating. One of the great things about the TikTok algorithm is if a creator is creating engaging content, it will go viral, unlike a lot of other social media platforms. I'm looking at you, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. You see, TikTok rewards quality content, and it doesn't squash it for more established brands yet. Remember, all of this could change in the near future, but for right now, it's a gold mine. And it's a gold mine for new entrepreneurs. TikTok also encourages discovery of new content. Their users spend less time on their followers' pages and more time on their For You page, discovering new and creative and engaging content. So keep that in mind when you're designing, repurposing a brand, or a product for a TikTok advertising campaign. Also keep in mind that TikTok has a marketplace for creators. You can also find some creators using the hashtag search feature. Using that, you can find something that relates to your brand. The next step mentioned is to get the concept right. So TikTok content creators know how to make content go viral. So you may want to find a good influencer and sort of just leave it up to them to come up with awesome content. Or you could come up with some general guidelines and sort of let their creativity take them to the next level. So we talked about this before a little bit, but videos that typically do well and go viral on TikTok tend to include music or sound, narrative, dance, lip syncing, transitions, interactivity, and challenges. If you can fit your product into one of those categories, and a creative marketer should be able to do that, you can then give that concept to them, have them run with it, and see what happens. Reach out to the creator. Again, not a religious channel. It's not a bad thing to do, by the way. But nevertheless, reach out to the TikTok creator, not the writer of the TikTok app, the influencer on TikTok. It's a funny term that they use, creator, in any event. So you've identified the audience. You've determined how you want your product to be displayed. You found a decent influencer and you've come up with an interesting concept. Next step, just reach out to that influencer and get the ball rolling. This step can be somewhat challenging. TikTok is still relatively new, so their influencer features aren't as fleshed out as, let's say, Instagram. And they don't allow two accounts to communicate with each other if they're not following one another to protect the relatively young demographic that's using TikTok. So all that being said, it's gonna be pretty challenging to reach out to these folks. In the article linked to this video, Ariana goes through a couple of steps on how to get this done, but To give you a high level, basically you want to check to see if they linked their Instagram account. If they didn't do that, there are other ways, so just be persistent. And of course, you're going to want to track the success of your campaign. Depending on what you're trying to achieve, there are going to be different tactics to do this. I'm going to assume that more than likely you want to drive traffic and revenue to your store. To do that, the only way at present is to have a discount code in the caption of their video or as a text overlay on that video. So one of the downsides of TikTok at the moment is the lack of features that they have to drive traffic to stores and such. Again, this could and probably will change in the future, but for right now, there are brands out there making good chunks of cash with just TikTok influencer marketing. This could be one of those opportunities where you'll look back in 2 years, maybe even 1 year, or maybe even 6 months, and wonder why you didn't take action now. This is one of those moments that you wait for that can change your life, that if you let slip by due to inactivity, for whatever reason, laziness, analysis paralysis, you're probably gonna regret it. You know what they say, good luck is preparation meeting opportunity. So take this opportunity to smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm and subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you are alerted when more great content just like this drops. I talked about an example product that you can use to sort of test out the viability of TikTok for your brands. And just like the video that I'm linking to, I'm recommending charcoal toothpaste as the product to really try this out on. And keep in mind, this is not just something that I'm just talking about to keep you informed. This is a tactic that I am currently using and will be using in the future for a couple of products that I have been developing, but have also been holding off on and waiting for the right opportunity. Well, that opportunity is here. That said, check out the links in the description. Like, subscribe, pound that notification bell, drop us a comment with your thoughts. And remember, a goal without a plan is a wish. A goal with a plan and no action is a wish list. Take action on your business using the power of technology, and we'll catch you next time. Peace.